Now the program comes with a user guide and release notes. I'm not going to go through the release notes or the user guide, but I would urge all of you to do that before you jump in with both feet, and pay particular attention to calibrating your screen. Why do you need to calibrate your screen? Well, the program really can't tell what size your screen is. It needs to be told. That's why you calibrate it. It needs to know how many pixels are in a centimetre, both in width and height. And the instructions are quite clear and easy to follow. And the reason I say read the release notes and the user manual is that too many people start digitizing a design, something doesn't go the way they expect it to go, and they get angry. And they blame the program. 9 times out of 10, it's not the program. It's because the end user hasn't read the user manual. Now, I'm as guilty as anybody else, but over the years I've learned, read the user manual. Somewhere it will tell you how to accomplish what it is you're trying to do. Okay, end of lecture. Manage Designs, which is the first of the toolboxes, is for the design library. So I'm going to jump straight to digitizing, because that is what we do and what we want to do. That's the whole point in joining the group, to learn how to digitize. And as this is a new version of tHatch, it's also got a few very nice little functions. Well, they're not so little, but it's got some very nice new additions and enhanced tools and tooltips. So let's start off with something which is new. That is standard shapes. And here it is. And it opens up, select shape, category, borders, pattern, so on. I will go for a banner. Tell that. Okay, only I just realised something. I haven't woken up Phil, and I really do need to. Oh, yeah, he's there. He's awake. That's my context. Well, actually, it's not my context toolbar. That should have come up straight away. So now, let's just pull that across and hit enter. Thank you. There it is. So I come up here to fill. Now this is a plain tatami fill. So let's go and highlight that. And it's telling me its stitch spacing, which is its density, is 0.4. Well, if you use a 40 weight embroidery thread, it's a floss and it's designed to spread, and it's 4/10 of a millimetre thick, and 0.4 is 4/10 of a millimetre. So you can afford to slacken the density a bit, because you know that embroidery floss is going to spread. Do we have to accept a plain tatami? No, we don't. So we're going to play for a moment with this shape, and we're going to try a few different things. And we'll be learning together, because even though I beta tested this program, my son had to do most of the work for me, because I couldn't control the mouse and I couldn't sit for long periods in front of the computer. Let's go and take a look at what we might possibly use. Okay, we've got a wide variety of tatami stitches, and now I've lost my mouse again. Oh, this is dreadful when you can't see something. I tap on here, and I'm going to move that out here, because I want to be able to see what's on offer, and open that up. And here we go. So we can use any one of these. So let's just try a few. That's one. let's come over here to our toolboxes. Is it in here? Add stitch angles. Thank you. Now, don't know if you noticed, but down here you've got the reshape tool and it tells you what you can use. I'm going to put this into non-true view and you can see the stitch angles fill. I want to increase that to about 4.4, 4.5. Do I want that one particular one? Maybe not. And you'll notice that the fill dialog box jumped back in to its space. Let's try a different one. We'll try that one. And we'll look at that in true view. Not quite such an obvious one, but you can still see there's a bit of a bend. So let's try something else totally different. Let's go and look at ripple. Oh, yeah. I'd be a bit wary of that. So we'll stop looking at ripple. And we'll go and we'll look at motif, because this will at least give me a chance to show you another new option. And I'm going to choose simple, or rather single, motifs. I'm going to use the circles. Thank you. And then I'm going to use an alternate motif. And use line ones. Don't go for satin stitch ones. So we'll try this one. Okay. Now I'll just tap the top of this, put it back into its box, and then I'm going to go to Effects and I'm going to tell it Florentine, and you see what's happened. Right click, right click, and moves that one up. So as it follows the shape of the banner. Then I'm going to tell that escape. So that's two new functions in the one example. And now I'm not certain how long I've been talking for, because I have to keep these short and simple for uploading. So that's the use alternate motifs, and only use line motifs, don't use satin stitch motifs. And now I want to show you something else. Digitize open shape, because this one I think is fantastic. A very simple shape. Now, until this version of the program, we could not use outlines and offsets on an open line tool. They were denied to us. If we wanted to use outlines and offsets, we would have to create a closed field shape around whatever it was we wanted, and then we could use that shape to create the outlines and offsets. Now we don't have to do that. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to come down, and it's in layout, so let's just close digitize. create outlines and offsets. And here it is. I don't want an object outline. There is my object. What I do want is offset outlines. I want an offset of 5mm and an offset count of 4. I don't want individual offsets because that's when you've got more than 2 objects. I want intersecting offsets will be welded, combined into a single shape. And then I want rounded corners. So I'm going to tell that OK. And there it is. Now we could never do that before. And the beauty of this is, let's highlight that one and go to reshape. I can change the shape. I accidentally hit my left mouse button. I didn't really intend to. There we go. We can edit the shape of each one of the rings. We can also assign it a different pattern. So let's go and look at, not you, single motifs. Don't really want you, but you'll do just at this stage. Okay, and tell that to escape. They've replaced the stop button with an escape button. This needs to be moved over. And then we'll look at this one. And we'll tell this one that we want stem stitch. There we go. And we also want that colour changed. There. Then we'll tell this one we want that as a backstitch. And I want it up to 25. I want 5 passes. That makes it a lot heavier. And thickness. Not going to let me go above 25. I would have preferred to have gone up to 30. And we'll change that colour. Heliotrope. That's a weird colour. To me it's plum. And then this one, well, what can we do with this one? We'll just make that one plain old zigzag. And that's the new outlines and offsets inside version 2 of tHatch. I can see a million different uses for being able to create outlines and offsets around an open line tool. I wonder how many of you remember the Australian lady who used to do the quilts. And she never ever used a tack down or a zigzag border for her appliques. She used 4 rows of stitching and it worked perfectly. Her appliques never frayed, they never got damaged. I wish I could remember her name. Oh goodness me, it's gone. It'll come back when I don't need it. Anyway, that's just 3 of the new functions. I'm going to finish here, and then in the next video we'll look at some more of the new functions.